What's up, people? I'm Xogue, and welcome back to Ryotcraft Infinity. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm having a good day. I did want to thank you guys for all the likes and support you guys give on this series. This is the best series by pretty much a long shot. Even better than Ark, which is actually kind of surprising given the fact that Ark is a very popular thing. And you guys just really love the modded. You really do, and it's really cool. Anyway, so what we've got, what I'm doing right now. Oh wait, don't forget to like. Hit the like button if you like the video. You want to see more, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anyway, moving on. So, what we've got here is that I got a suggestion from David Stocco. Thank you for this, buddy. Because I totally forgot about this little thing you can do with carpenter's blocks. And, for example, let's see, what is it, F9? No, F9 is chunks. Which one is it? F something. Not F5. Nope, that's not the right one. We're testing. There it is, F7. Alright, F7. You see right here how we have the X marks? Yellow means it is bright enough for them to not spawn, but red means they are completely able to spawn. So F7 will bring this up, but what I can do is I can actually break out one of these blocks, place this back down, pop this guy on there, so it looks normal, right? And then I can just shift right click on this guy to put a piece of glowstone in there, and now that block is giving off light so that I don't have to worry about spawns over here, and I don't have to worry about my base looking like meh. See that? That's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. Anyway, so I'm going to do this for the rest of it real quick. Now, I have done a little bit of work over here on the blood magic setup. Not a huge amount, but I did set some things up that are going to make you know, getting all of this stuff a whole lot easier. And I'm going to show you that here in just a second. As soon as I'm done with this place, bam. Is that all of them gone? Oh, it is. Perfect. Wonderful. All right. Now, F7, take that off. No more X's? Good. What I have here is the automation that I was mentioning at near the end of the last episode. Got my little health pads. Bam. Goes up really quick. Really amazing. I've made a few. So far, I've made 8 of these speed runes, and that's just to make things go faster, obviously, naturally. I haven't done the self-sacrificing runes yet, which we'll get into in a little bit. But what I have here is a chest with, you know, obviously transfer node pumping directly into it. And then on this other guy over here, if I can snake that, yep, I have speed upgrades naturally. Then I have this guy, which has an infused stone. Inside of, oh, a blank slate. There we go. I have a blank slate in here, which, just so you see the picture, some of you like the pictures. It's a blank slate in this thing. So we can go right into this guy. And what that means is I can actually put in a little bit of stone in here. It'll pump it into the altar. And it'll pump all 16 of them into the altar. And I can just stand here, fill up the altar as I normally would. You know, as high as it'll let it go. And just kind of wait a little while to let these guys transfer over into blank slates. And once they're done, they're automatically pulled out because of that filter. Because of the filter, it's not pulling out the stone. It's only pulling out the blank slates, which is really handy. And this charge pad thing that I have behind me is strong enough to heal me up as of right now until I add more speed runes. You know, but it is strong enough to heal me up to keep these things going pretty much indefinitely, which is very handy. Let me tell you, that's so handy. But we do have a bunch of blank slates already. These guys will also be done. We'll have about a full stack, so we should be able to make almost everything that we need to make in order to get all of these runes made. Now, we're going to want, I've decided what I want anyway, is 10 speed runes around here, 10 more speed runes, and then 10 self-sacrificing runes. So all I'm really going to do is just keep grinding away at this guy until I get enough of the stuff that I need to make those. Now, real quick, let's go ahead and check out the recipes for these guys. First, fill up the altar again. Got to make sure you stay on top of that. Ooh, that was close. All right, so rune, not runes, just rune. I don't know what these things are. Like, that's weird. It's a weird little background image thing. It's weird. Anyway, what we want, we already have the speed runes. Like I said, that's just a blank slate, a blood rune, which requires 2 more. So there's 4 per one of these guys. for the blank slates. And we need to make sure we have our room, but everything else is cheap and everything else is pretty easy to get. I have some sugarcane planted already, so we're pretty much good to go on that front for a little bit. We can't make too many more at the moment, but I can go use my watering can and get as much of that as I absolutely need for the moment. But, well, also there's some in spawn too. But then we look at the Rune of Self-Sacrifice here. We need more glowstone, which I do have a bunch of, and we need the second tier slates. So we're going to have to make a bunch of these, which means we need 20 of the reinforced slates, which means I need to reconfigure. Let me out, man. There we go. I need to reconfigure this filter over here to actually include, to take out the blank slate and add in the reinforced slate, and then I can just do the same process and throw the extra ones in there. So what I'm going to do now is just make up all of those runes. I'm going to place them down, and then we're going to see what tier 3 looks like. Maybe I'll design this a little bit too. I do kind of like the look of the basalt cobblestone around the outside. I think that'll work pretty well with an altar. And then I can show you the next stuff. The next stuff is going to be pretty cool too. Oh, don't fall through. Oh, what? Oh, it doesn't work. Dang it, that's supposed to work. F7, see, there's no X's. There's no red X's anyway. But they all still spawn, so that doesn't actually light up the area. Bummer. Okay, so here is the tier 3 altar. If I use my divination sigil, right click, you see it does say tier 3. Now, what does that mean? What did I tell you the first thing you got to do is once you get a new tier, you need to get the blood orb. Now, in this case, you need 25,000. This is where it starts to get tricky. Just starts to. All right, this is just starting to get tricky. But actually, in reality, in my opinion, this is the most tricky because you don't have access to the Well of Suffering yet. Once you get the Well of Suffering, you have easy mode when it comes to blood altars. So this is actually the most difficult part of this in this scenario. But this setup should do well. Now, normally I will build some kind of a cage around here. I will put some kind of a spawner inside of it and use that to fill my altar up enough times to actually fully power to get the tier 3 blood orb. But I believe this setup will be strong enough to do it. Now you see right here I have used the basalt. I went and farmed out a little bit of a volcano, got a few stacks of it, which is just fine. It should be able to hold me over for a while. It may not be able to finish the entire thing, but it should come pretty close, and I can easily just go kind of grab another volcano with yeah, it won't be too difficult. But I do like the dark color. I think it fits the blood magic theme. I would like to introduce some kind of red a little later. Totally. A little later. I think I might do that with liquid blood and have that kind of run down the sides a little bit. I've done that in the past and it looked really cool. I think that's what I'm going to go for. And eventually I think basalt might be in here. Again, with some more blood, it'll kind of be draining off the side and stuff. I don't want it to get to here. I don't want the blood to go into here. I just want it to drain off the sides. So I'll have to get a little bit tricky with that, but I should be able to make it work. Now, as far as this tier 3 blood orb, all you got to do really, if you look at it, you need a block of gold, which we already know. I got my quarry. That ain't no problem. Then you need 25,000 and a tier 3 altar. This is where we're going to start. So we're going to drop this guy right in here. We're going to set up right here. You see how fast it's going? This may or may not work out how I want it to. I think it might actually be draining too fast. I do have the sacrifice thing. Oh, there it is. Bam. We already got it. Holy crap-o. That was very, very, very close. But you see that it did work. It definitely worked. Holy crap-o, man. That was a lot of speed. That was so much speed. That was done like really quick. That was amazing. I love that. All right, so this setup works out really well for that. You get it really quick. I thought that was going to take so much longer. And the way I normally do it, it does take a lot longer. So this is actually now my preferred setup for doing this. That's a pretty cool thing. As long as you have as many health bars as I do. If you don't have as many health bars, and that includes, which ones? These guys right here. I have both of these, which gives me 2 more health bars, plus the one that I already had. So once I'm healed back up, you'll see that I actually get, you see the red one filling up now, and then it goes to the orangey color, and then it goes to pure yellow, which is really cool. But this setup right here will get you through to the tier 3 blood orb. Now we got to work on something else. We're going to start working on something else, and the first thing we're going to get is the diviner. This is the first tier. There are 3 tiers of this. You see, the first one cannot place dusk runes, can place dusk runes, and the third tier is the newest one. It says can place dusk and dawn runes, and dawn is one we're going to get into in a little while later. But for now, we just got to make this guy in general, which requires elemental inscription tools, a bunch of diamonds, couple emeralds. You need a gas tier there. You need a magma cream here. You need a piece of obsidian, and you please lapis lazuli. Goodness gracious, words are becoming difficult for me. But you just toss all 4 of those things into the blood altar with enough blood, and they will turn into their elemental inscription tools. Put all this into the grid, and you get the ritual diviner. Now I'm going to go make this thing, and then I'm going to show you what it can do here in just a little bit. And we're going to have this ritual probably built off the side of one of these guys here, probably that direction. Alright, now I have things set up, but it was one heck of a grind. I have to tell you that much. It was one heck of a grind. You see, I have 3,900 LP. Now, the next thing that we have to do actually requires quite a bit more. Well, not quite a bit more, just a little bit more, really. But if you're not aware, remember how I said you have 2 different pools of LP? Basically, you have what's in the altar, which you see right there. I have a full altar of 10,000. And you have your personal network, which right now I have 3,900. Well, the way you transfer it from the altar, this is actually how you fill up your network as well. You put your blood orb right in here, and it will absorb the blood from the from this guy here. It's supposed to. Oh, you know what? You want to know why it's not working? I didn't bind it to myself. Now, when I put this in here, it will soak it up into my network. You see how that works? Now, all I really need to do now, I do have enough blood now, but all you do is basically you fill up the altar. And by filling up the altar, you also fill up your network as long as that blood orb is in there. You can take the blood orb out, and now I can look at my network, and I have 19,000. So, what we need to do now is called the Ritual of Binding, and that's why this Ritual Diviner is important. The Ritual Diviner is an automatic creation of all of the rituals that the mod has, and there are so many of them. Now, the other thing I do want to note is this didn't used to be a thing. One of the most recent updates, I say that, but it could have been around for a while, really. But you can shift right-click to go one way, and you can shift left-click to go the other. Now, you do swing, so you got to watch what you're swinging at. But you can kind of go back and forth. Binding, 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 unbinding. But yeah, you see that? I can cycle back and forth. But anyway, so we want to go to binding. And look at that. See, it even shows ghost blocks. But what you can do with this guy is as long as you have the ritual stones in your inventory, we need 24 for this ritual, you can hold right-click on this guy to have it build it for you. Now you see all of those right there. Those are, I guess, the first steps. Or maybe not. Those are, yeah. Anyway, so now that it's done, it's actually showing me ritual tuned to face east, south, west. I think that's important for some rituals, but this one, it doesn't really matter. Now, the other thing that we need is called the weak activation crystal. This guy is made by putting a lava crystal, which is just this recipe right here, into the blood altar with 10,000 LP. You get a weak activation crystal. That's the only one you need. There is a higher tier for higher tier rituals, but we don't need that at the moment. So we're not going to worry about it. Then you need to make sure you have at least 5,000 LP in your network. So right click in the air, make sure that number is greater than 5,000. Then what you do is you go ahead and you throw your sword right in there. Make sure this guy is bound to you by right clicking in the air. It's not going to show any kind of animation or anything, but then you just hover over it and you'll see in the tooltip it says bound to me. And then you go down here and you right click and boom! Now we're going to go ahead and destroy that fire. You want to get rid of the fire because the fire can destroy the bound sword. I destroy it as it goes. Like I destroy it, you know, as the fire appears. There it is. There's the bound sword. You can also just kind of turn your magnet on as well, right after you right click. Because the diamond sword is taken right away, but then the bound sword right here. Now you see it's an orb. There's something to note about this sword. You see, I have 12,300 at the moment, and right now it's deactivated. If you shift right click, it'll become active. But while it's active, it will slowly drain LP. You see how it just took 50? It'll slowly drain LP as it's active. So when you're not using it, you want to make sure you deactivate this guy. Now, this guy has a very specific property that I enjoy. I think you can get it from any mob. I don't think it has to be only hostile mobs. But if you kill enemies with this, anything with this, I think. Like this guy. Die. Yep, you too. Just kill lots of things with it. Come on, die. Die, man. I don't know if it has to be a non-passive mob or not. I'm not sure. I really don't know. Hello, cow. Did we get any? We didn't get any yet. It might have to be a hostile mob. But what you get are weak shards or something. There's one. There we go. Weak blood shard. This is what you get from them. And with this, what you can actually do is you go and get... what are you looking for? You're looking for this? You're looking for a piece of stone. One piece of stone and one weak blood shard gives you 32 large bloodstone bricks. Now, why do we need these? Because this is what you need for tier 4. You put these right on the edge, right on the end caps of these guys right here. And that is what allows it to be finalized as tier 4. Now, obviously, we still need all of the runes, and that is one huge process. One huge process. But it can be done. We can now finalize this guy as tier 4. Alright, so now we are back, and we're going to make ourselves a little sigil that I absolutely love. Can I swing around here? By the way, I have died a lot. For whatever reason, I have actually lost things. Like, I was right over there, had the gravestone and everything. Somehow, I lost the power thing. I lost my teleport thing. Thing is so descriptive. But, you know, the thing I used to teleport around, the very, very useful thing that had all the waypoints saved, yeah, that's gone. Also, the thing that charged everything, that's gone too. Also, my tectonic girdle, also gone. I don't know. There's a lot of things that are gone. I'm going to have to figure out what it is that I'm missing, what it is I lost, and make sure I get it all back. And that's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. But anyway, so what I wanted to do now, I was on my way over here, wasn't I? What I've already done, rather, is I went and got some of these higher tier slates, the imbued slates at tier 3, by putting the reinforced slates back in yet again with 5,000 LP each. Now, with that, you get the ability to make a specific sigil that I absolutely love. It's called Sigil of the Blood Lamp. We're going to make one of these guys real quick. Pop this guy in there. Take our orb back out. And then the rest of you can go away. Now, with this guy, what we can do is actually remove all of these torches. This is what I was telling you about. Ooh, fly. This is what I was telling you about before. I can remove these torches. And like I said, the glowstone blocks, like, you're a carpenter's block, so give me everything back since you don't work. You know, I'm going to find all of these blocks and actually remove them, since the light source, for whatever reason, from that block doesn't actually prevent mob spawns. Torches do, so we know light works, but the light from that, just for some reason, for whatever reason, does not work. And we don't know why, but we don't like it. You're a carpenter's block, give me all of you. Actually, you know what? F7 will work for this. See all the red X's? Now we know there's one in this area. Somewhere-ish. I think. You? Yep, you. Does that bring back all the X's? It sure does. There's another one somewhere over here. Don't know exactly where. We're not sure. We're still looking. There's one. Okay, that got you. There's another one. Where's the center-ish of the circle? Is it right around here? Should be. Should be like right up here. Oh, there you are. Bam, found you. I think that's all of them. Looks like all of them to me. All right, so now we can put all these blocks back. One there, one there. One here? Nope, not there. Here, I think. Here? Maybe? And then here? Does that look okay? Yeah, I think that's fine. Anyway, so the Sigil of the Blood Lamp, what this does is you can actually shoot light at places. And it's really, really cool. I love it. Because now I can just shoot light at all these places. and now there's no X's, which means there's no mob spawns. But look, this is the only thing that shows from the light source, so it's practically invisible. But the particle effects are actually very, very useful because you need to be able to see them sometimes to remove them. And if they were completely invisible, then it just doesn't work all that well. You know, sometimes when you need to remove them, you just won't be able to find them. And that's kind of a bummer. But another cool thing about this particle effect is that we can actually like spam it. And with all the basalt and everything here, which granted that'll be a little bit difficult, but with all of the particle effects, it gives this really cool blood magic-y feel. So I may actually end up using this anyway, just to give the blocks that are around the area the particle effect of this. Ooh, and use this as an aesthetic thing to actually give, like, I don't know, the blood magic-y feel. There's a way to, like, shoot it, too. Like, I think it used to shoot, like, 3 of them or something. I don't know. Something. Anyway, but then we get that, like, I don't know. It's really cool. It's like blood is, like, boiling from the ground or something. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. It's a pretty cool little thing. But we're going to move on from that. Because this is a pretty cool thing, but now mobs won't spawn. That's totally a thing. Mobs are not going to spawn. And what we need to do now is actually grind out a huge amount of slates to make the next runes that we need to get to tier 4. And this is where things become difficult, I believe. Let me double check something. Because we're not at... Oh, that's a caps lock. I don't want the caps lock. Hold on. Let me check this. Yeah, see, we're still at tier 3. Can't get to tier 4. I just want to make sure that number was right. If we look in here, we need to be able to make dusk runes, which means we need to be able to do this, which means you need a block of coal at tier 4. Right. Which means we cannot make the next one. We cannot do the Well of Suffering just yet because the Well of Suffering has dusk runes in it. And in order to do that, we need to make those elemental inscription tools in order to place down dusk runes. And that means we have to be tier 4 in order to do it. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 4. So we need 36 more runes, which is an astronomical number. It's a pretty huge number, you know? That's a pretty big number. Just because of the fact of the runes. Let's see. I'm not even sure what runes we're going to want. We'll probably want some sacrifice runes now, which means if we want 36 of these, we need 36 times 2 of the reinforced slates, which is a huge amount of everything because these guys require 2,000, these guys require 1,000. So that's 1,000 per slate, or I'm sorry, 3,000 per slate that we need. And we need 36 times 2. Sheesh, that is a whole lot of grinding. That is a lot of me just standing here, and sadly, I don't have that much time. I really don't. So what we got to do is I'm going to be working on that slowly over the next day or so, trying to get all that done, trying to get prepped for the next one. After that, it'll pretty much go smoothly because we'll have the Well of Suffering, and we can just load up a whole bunch of things in here and kind of passively make everything we need from it, and it'll be pretty cool that way. It'll be just fine for that. But this one right here, I literally have to stand there. I have to suck my own blood out of me and put it into the altar. And as you see here, I've died again doing this. So it's also very hazardous. And I don't like to do that very much. It's not a very fun thing to do because, as I mentioned, I lost some things. So I have to recoup. I got to make all of the items that I have lost. And I need to slowly grind out as much of this as I can before the next video. And that's what we're going to do. That's what I'm going to be doing. There. Now, this episode is probably just a little bit shorter than it normally is. And for that, I do apologize. Because I do like to try to stay at the same length of video. But, if you did like the video, please don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to see more and you want my videos sent directly to you, then don't forget to subscribe. Comment, favorite, share if you feel like you want to. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!